All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim and the few Akwath who may be listening. This is your brother Batakallah from the GMS camp here in Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. All right, and the title of this lesson is The Lord is Teaching Us to Trust in Him. All right, and was having a conversation with the beloved brother Yediah in the car on the way to my destination. Right now I'm just, I got a little bit of time before I got to start at the plantation. But, while the brother was bringing me down here, we was just having a conversation. We both work at the same, at the same place. So we was talking about some of these people that we interact with and just the wickedness that they have and that they carry out towards us in particular. All right. Bearing false witness, just a whole litany of sucker shit. And on top of that, I don't know what brothers are dealing with around the country. I would imagine it's similar because it's all through the spirit. But brothers in Chicago here have been dealing with heavy false accusations at work. Certain brothers have lost their job, because of false accusations. And a lot of brothers been dealing with harassment on their job from these punks, man, whether it be 2/3 niggas, Edomites, or other heathens that's so-called over them on the job. All right. Hey, and at the end of the day, brothers go to work and do their job and mind their business. Brothers are respectful, peaceable with all men if so possible. Brothers don't be at work with a chip on their shoulder. We're not taught to do that. All right, we go to work to do our job. But these people got demons on them and got Satan on them, and that even when you're doing those things, it's never enough. And these people will try to lie on you and do all these things. Okay, but the Lord puts us through these things now, and it's putting us through these things now on a small scale, even though it seems like a big thing because of course we're talking about brothers' livelihoods. All right, but the Lord is preparing us and teaching us that all we have to do is trust in Him, regardless of the outcome. Certain brothers have been vindicated. Me, myself, can speak in that aspect that I have been vindicated. All right. But certain brothers have lost their job, but the Lord still made a way for them and still took care of them. And the Lord is showing us that, regardless of the situation that we find ourselves in, He's in control and He's going to take care of us as long as we're holding up our end of the bargain. All right. And like I said, it's conditioning us and teaching us to think like that because we're coming into a time where, hey, you ain't going to have to worry about a punk on your job trying to ruin your livelihood. You're going to have to worry about people turning you over to the authorities for being in this truth, all right? And certain of us are going to get captured by these devils, all right? Lord willing, we have the strength to endure those things if it happens to us as individuals, all right? But certain brothers is going to get captured. Certain brothers is going to get put to death. That's in the scriptures, all right? And we're going to get that. But at the end of the day, you have to always keep the faith and believe that everything is to the good and the Lord has your back and is fighting for you, all right? Just like you fighting for Him. And that's why we out here doing this work and we do the things that we do so that, in our time of trouble and when we're going through our trials and tribulations, that the Lord has mercy on us and helps us and delivers us out of these things, all right? But I'm going to get these precepts, Salakia, for the ramble. Just wanted to give a background on what we're talking about. This is Matthew 18 and verse 4. It says, "Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven." And that's what we're attempting to do, That's what we're in the process of doing. And Lord willing, we endure to the end, continuing in this process. All right. We've turned our back on the world and whatever it is that we were involved with in the world, as individuals, and humbled ourselves down to be able to learn this truth. All right. And to be in this truth, studying under men that came before us. All right. And hitting the reset button on our life, man. And brothers have given up a lot, all right? And I'm not, I've given up certain things, but hey, it's certain brothers that, was really in some so-called lucrative positions according to this world. And they gave that up to seek Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right? And that's what we all doing that at the end of the day. Because when you enter into this truth, all you got is the brothers and Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Everybody else is against us, man. And we have to deal with that burden every day. But it's all to the good, man. And if you're willing to humble yourself down for that and go through that process to receive salvation, that's why it says the same will be greatest in the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, those who don't get offended in Yahweh Shai. Hey, man, what we got to deal with and all of this sucker activities we got to endure, all these trials and tribulations. Hey, man, we're taking part in our portion with Yahweh Shai as far as, you know, Yahweh Shai went through the crucifixion. We all have to go through our portion of that too, man. We all have to carry our own cross, man. And a part of that is dealing with sucker-ass niggas coming against you. Whether it be for something you did or something you didn't do. This is verse 5. It says, and whoso shall receive one such little one, Slakia, and whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. All right, and that's a part of the reason why so many of these people are against us and actively do sucker shit to try to sabotage our life. Okay, because if they actually helped us, then they would be rewarded for that. And that's not to say that, you helped the man of the Lord, so you're going to receive salvation. That's not what I'm saying. But, you know, the Lord is a righteous God, man, a righteous power. Those people that the Lord puts the Spirit on to help us out, hey, man, the Lord blesses them in whatever way he sees fit for doing those things. And on the same token, when the Lord has certain individuals that, hey, man, they're not set up to get a blessing or to receive mercy in certain situations. They set up to continue to heap on troubles onto themselves and to continue to heap that debt on themselves and continue to heap wickedness on themselves. And the Lord sets these people up and will put these people in the path of a man of the Lord and have them offend the man of the Lord so that they can get jacked up down the line for it, man. And that's what you encounter, you know. All these people that come against you, all these suckers that try to get you fired or try to ruin your life in any one way or another. Hey, man, the Lord set them up to do that because they're going to get fucking jacked up at the end of the day. And it's going to be a bad judgment for them. But they got to earn it. Okay, and it's manifold, okay? Because guess what? They got to earn their judgment, and we got to go through the fire to be refined. All right, and the only way you can be refined is by going through rough situations and dealing with punk motherfuckers trying to ruin you, man, and other adverse situations. And somebody got to carry those things out. So, hey, man, 2 birds with 1 stone. This is verse 6. It says, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So it would be better for someone to just have a giant millstone is a giant stone that they use to grind grains and make flour and spices and shit. All right, stone weighs 2 tons. If they tie that around your neck and drop you in the ocean, you're gonna drown to death. Ain't no getting out. All right, and it'd be better for you to drown, and that's one of the worst ways to go out because, you know, much like being burned with fire, you know, when you're drowned. You don't just die fast. You go through a agonizing process before you pass out, before you give up the ghost, excuse me. All right? And it'd be better for someone to die like that than it'd be for them to offend a man of the Lord and deal with whatever the Lord has in store for them because they did that. All right? And that's what's going to happen to all these people. And hey, man, at the end of the day, like the Apostle Ricard always says, that's why you have to stay prayed up. And a part of staying prayed up is putting the curses on all these fuck-ass niggas that come against us and putting the curses on this wicked-ass kingdom, man. And all of the enemies of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, which are our enemies, all right? Like it says in, like King David said, man, I hate them that hate thee with a perfect hatred. Everybody that hates the Lord, we hate them niggas, man. And all these people that hate us, they hate the Lord. And the Lord hate them too. All right? This is verse 7. It says, woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. All right, and like I said, you know, the elect gonna have to go through trials and tribulations. They're gonna have to go through adverse situations. All right, that's why offenses must come. But just because we have to go through these things to get to where we're going, don't mean that the people that are responsible for the situations that we find ourselves in are not going to get punishment for that, man. And that's why it says woe to them. So like that's why it says woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. All these people that are coming against us and offending us, the Lord see it. The Lord knows how you feel and what these people doing to you, and the Lord knows these people's thoughts when they doing that to you that you might not even perceive or understand. It's a lot of people that you don't even know that's coming against you, but the Lord see their mind, and he's gonna fuck them up for that. All right, like the Elder Murph always say, hey man, if you all these people that the Lord puts in your proximity, you know, and we believe that we are truly the men of the Lord, and we're gonna pray for the Spirit to be able to fight to the end and endure. But back to the Elder Murph's saying, you know, if you put in the close proximity of a man of the Lord either really loves you or really hates you. All right, if the Lord puts you in the close proximity of a man of the Lord and you deal with that man righteously, then the Lord really loves you. If the Lord puts you in close proximity, it's like if the Lord puts you in close proximity to a man of the Lord and you offend that man, the Lord really hates you, man. And you're going to get fucked up. This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. So it's a guarantee that when we embark on this journey and this truth, that we're going to go through some shit, man. And it's not going to be a comfortable process. Hey, man, it's going to be ups and downs to this shit, you know. And sometimes we're going to have slow days. Sometimes we're going to have no days, you know. But we got to keep pushing and enduring through that. All right. This is verse 3. It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, Salakia. It says, cleave unto him and part not away, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Because, hey, man, this journey that we on is all about endurance, man. It's not about being the deepest. It's not about who read the most, who read they word, who read the word the fastest, who know the most precepts. It's not about that. It's about who can take this truth and hold on to it until the end when Yahushua returns to deliver his elect, man. And who's willing to die in this truth and put their life on the line for this truth. That's what this is about, man. It ain't about being the deepest or having the most so-called knowledge, man. You know, the Apostle Tahar has said it before, and all the apostles have said it. It might be a brother that knows one precept, but he knows that one precept, and hey, man, he teach what he know. And that's not to say that we don't strive to grow, because of course we're fighting to grow every day. But the point is, all these things that man would reverence has no bearing on whether you're going to make it or not, man. It's about your sincerity, and it's about your willingness to put it all on the line for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And the Lord knows who's going to do that for him and who's not. All right? And in order for us to receive the benefits of being in this truth, you have to endure to the end. All right? It don't matter how deep you are. If you don't endure to the end, you're not going to get nothing. Plain and simple. All right? And enduring to the end consists of either enduring to the end when Yahushua comes back and calls you on a chariot, or enduring in this truth until the end of your life on this earth, man. Until the Lord call you back to the spirit world. All right? This is verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. All right? And guess what? That's why the Lord forewarns us. All right? Apostle Gabar always says, anybody that wants to come into this truth, this is the first thing he says they should read. You know? And as crazy as it may sound, when you're going through these situations, this is showing that the Lord is dealing with you. Because the only way for you to become the type of man that the Lord needs us to be and wants us to be is by going through these adverse situations and purging yourself from the philosophies of this life and this kingdom, man. We was all born in hell. We was all raised in wickedness. And that has to be cleansed out from within us, man. And of course, there's certain exceptions. There's certain brothers who have brought their sons up in this truth. And hey, man, hallelujah. Call line Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because that's a blessing. But for the vast majority of us, man, we was brought up underneath folly, man. Everything we learned from Esau, you know, and all of those philosophies and mentalities got to be put out of us, and the only way to do that is by going through adverse situations and trials and tribulations. Verse 5: for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So the only way that we're gonna get to the level that we need to be at is by going through the fire, going through adverse situations. And how do these situations come about? By people coming against us, man. And there's other ways, because certain brothers deal with physical ailments. It's all type of things, all right? But at the end of the day, one of the main ways that it happens is people trying to come against you in your day-to-day life. Brothers, so-called women turning against them, taking their kids away. Brothers deal with it all, man. And it's not an easy thing to deal with, man. But that's why you just got to keep your faith in the Lord and understand that, hey, it's all to the good. And the Lord is working on us. And you know, it's not a comfortable process. If it was easy, all these people would do it. The reason why all these people hate us is because they offended in the fact that Yahushua requires you to take accountability and requires you to go through the straight gate. That offends people. And it also offends people when they see somebody that's willing to pay that price and take a cloak away from their sins, man. Because we taking these cloaks away from these niggas. You can't hide. Because this men out here that's really doing it. So these people don't have excuses. That's why they hate us, man. But hey, at the end of the day, somebody got to do it. Somebody got to be the elect, and somebody got to be a sucker-ass nigga, man. And we fighting to be on the right side of things, and Lord willing, receive salvation. This is Matthew 13:20. It says, but he that receiveth the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it, yet he hath not rooted himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. All right, so that's what we don't want to be. That's why it's important to understand that going through all this shit is a part of being in this truth. That's why the Lord lets us know up front, you're going to go through trials and tribulations. You're going to go through persecutions. You might be put in jail. You might be put to death. All right, all of this is told up front. Why? Because you don't want to be one of these niggas that hears the truth. Brothers outside teaching, and one of these niggas walk by and we are the people of the Lord. We are Israelites. You right. I do. The white man is the devil. And then as soon as something negative happens in their life, now it's fuck the Israelites. Now it's a cult. Now it's I never thought these people was right. You know, that's not what we want to be. This is why we accustom ourselves and understand what we got to go through, and we pray for the strength to endure it daily. All right, and we just hoping that the Lord have mercy on us at the end of the day. This is Revelation 2:10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. All right, so like I said, certain brothers gonna get locked up. Certain brothers gonna get put to death. Are you going to keep your integrity throughout that process? Because only ones that keep their integrity and stay faithful to Yahweh Shem Yahushai are going to receive the reward at the end. The rest of these niggas, they up shit's creek, man. Because this calamity coming to this place, and really it's already here, but it's going to continue to get worse day by day, man. These devils are rolling out this digital system. They over there in England already trying to make everybody switch it over, and it's coming to a theater near you, man. So you got to get your fucking mind right now. And when the Lord is putting you through whatever He puts you through, of course it's difficult when you're going through the situation, but you know, that's why reading is important. That's why being around brothers is important. That's why watching videos is important. That's why doing these videos is important. going to the line, all the things that we do are important because it bolsters us to be able to endure whatever it is that we must endure while we're in this hellhole, man. All right? So, hey, man, stay prayed up. One of these niggas offend you, the Lord knows that they offended you, but, hey, fuck these niggas. Put the curses up, too, man. And just keep pushing. And whatever happens, have it in your mind that whatever happens, you not turning your back on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Through thick and thin, you're going to be out here doing this work. You got to make your mind up about that, man. And you got to pray that the Lord allows you to be in that spirit. Okay? But look, brothers, keep your shit wired tight, as the Apostle Ricard always says. And keep your head on the swivel, man, because it's out here. All right? And we're getting closer and we're getting closer. Okay, every day. So with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim and a few Akwat who may be listening. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Until next time, Kwam Yasharala Wa Abad Babal.